on the first interception, the one that should have been a handoff.
Yeah, man, I should have handed it off. Simple as that. It was an option play with George coming backside to toss it to him. Once I pulled it to go toss it to him, it wasn't there. So I tried making something up and just scrambling to the right. At that point, I got to know that the linemen are downfield, and I just got to try to get what I can get. But to throw the ball in itself would be a penalty, and I got to be better. So I saw Elijah in the corner of the end zone, tried making something happen there, but regardless, it would have been a penalty, so that's on me.
Brock, you only cleared protocol yesterday. How did you feel? Did you feel like you were 100% or as mentally sharp?
Yeah, no, I felt 100%. All week, my symptoms and stuff weren't as bad compared to many other concussions that the team has had, and I was doing fine and was doing great for each phase of the protocol. And then when I got cleared, we all thought I was going to get cleared, and sure enough, I did. So I felt 100% going into this game.
The game, it looked like you took a pretty hard hit. Your head hit the turf pretty hard. Did that feel anything?
No, yeah, it was just the typical whiplash of a play like that. Head goes back, hits the ground, but it's like any other body part. You get hit and shake it off a little bit. So I'm good from that.
When you guys were 5-0, you were making it a point every week to say, I'm not going to let all this attention define me or who I am or how I go about my job. And maybe it's easier to do that when you're winning. But now you've been tested with 3 straight losses. What's your thinking now?
Yeah. Obviously, I want to be better. For this team, for this organization, just taking care of the ball in some crucial parts of the games. That's the NFL, man. It comes down to it. You're not going to just blow teams out every week. You take care of the ball and you got to play good team football, and that's where I'm at with that. But in terms of you have 3 losses, and as a quarterback, you take a lot. I take that on myself, where I could be better for this team and helping us win. But man, like who I am and what I stand for, that doesn't change. Everyone can say what they want, but I know who I am as a person, and my faith, my relationship with God is the most important, and I'm going to continue to rely on that. It's gotten me to this point in my life, and I'll always be with God and stand firm with God. So I know He'll take care of me regardless. So.
How would you diagnose? First 5 weeks you go 30 plus every game. Last 3 have been 17. How would you diagnose what's kind of gone wrong offensively? What are kind of like the main focuses as you go into the 5-week game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just finishing drives. We'll get the ball moving and we'll start rolling, get first downs, and then there's just some third downs that we got to convert and be better at, especially down in the red zone. There's points to be put up for us, and whether that's a field goal or obviously converting a third down and continuing the drive to score. Like, it's as simple as that. We're just handcuffing ourselves with certain plays, and that's really what it is. But we'll move the ball and feel good about it, but we just got to continue to finish those drives. It's as simple as that. So, yeah.
Both of the absences of Devo and Trent can factor in this lack of secondary offense.
Honestly, I think the O-line has done a great job. Obviously Trent is probably the best in the league, obviously at his position. So yeah, of course we want Trent out there. Debo as well for how explosive he is. But there's still plays out there to be made, and we're still moving the ball. This offense is good. The players that we have in it is good. To have those guys back would be great. Obviously, they're really good, and we love playing with them, and they bring just a juice and energy to the offense that we need for sure. But yeah, simple as that.
How do you balance playing free but also pressing in those late game situations where you've had some of those turnovers?
Yeah, there's definitely got to be a fine balance to that. It's like, man, trusting the play, trusting what we're trying to do, the boys trying to get open, the offensive line, the protection, the play call, trusting that. And then, if it's not there, try to make something happen, but don't force it. And clearly, and towards the end of the game, that's what I was doing was, starting to force things and not see things clearly. With the second pick to Ayuk, it's like, man, don't force things and let the game come to you. And if it's not there, then try to make something happen. But even when you're trying to make something happen, be smart with it as well. So definitely a fine line to it, and I had to learn the hard way today.
How do you
view having the bye week now?
Say that again.
How do you view having a bye week now with the timing of it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously going into the bye week, it's like, man, you want to win, have some momentum created for the second half of the season. To have a loss like that, it hurts. Now we have to wait 14 days to play our next game for our next shot, our next opportunity, and it hurts. We have a bad taste in our mouth. But at the same time, it's like, man, this is going to be a good time for us to do some reflection, and I think all of us are really hungry for the second half in this stretch that's about to go down. So we'll be ready for it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Fred, you still have confidence in Brock, even though he started the last couple games?
You want me to say no? I mean, come on now. Like, the thing is the quarterback is always going to receive the brunt of the criticism. But Brock is like the least of my worries. Brock is made of the right stuff. Yeah, can he protect the ball better? Sure, but he's the reason why we have a chance to win games in every single game that we're in. Like, right now, I can't, like, the common denominator right now is that I haven't been able to say in the last 3 losses that, man, the defense had our best outing, we just happened to lose. We're not playing good football on our side. And that's the reason why we haven't won the last 3 games. And that's got to get figured out. And it will get figured out. The bye will be great for us. People want to say, oh, man, it sucks. Like, we can't just get the taste out of our mouth after a quick turnaround. Like, we had that opportunity this week, and we didn't get it right. So I'm going to look at it as, a good reset to be able to go into the bye and figure this thing out and get back to playing 49er defense, because right now we're not.
I'm assuming that what you just said about the defense is the most of your worries right now. What specifically are the things that are going wrong right now for the last few weeks for you guys?
Just inconsistency across the board. I think tackling has been an issue when it hasn't been in the past. Players just got to execute at a higher level, including myself. We got to play more as a unit. There's got to be more hunt to the football at all 3 levels. There's got to be more penalty-free football. Like I said, execution got to be higher. We think that we're preparing hard. We think that we're putting a lot of work in. Obviously, we're not doing enough. There's got to be more. There's got to be more there. It's just what it is.
28-32, so uncharacteristic of your defense. What do you see from the pass coverage or the pass defense in general?
Yeah, no, we were going to keep it simple this game and rely on our execution to play our coverage and with our rush, and it just wasn't enough today. Playing complementary football, and I'll have to look at the tape to see exactly where we were wrong in that phase.
Complementary football and setting a tone defensively. How damaging do you think that first third down was, where you had 2 defensive linemen missed that sack and Earl rolled out?
Yeah, I mean, we gotta be better on 3rd and long. Like, that's got to be an automatic off the field. When we get them backed up in a 3rd and long situation. I think back-to-back weeks we had one last week where it was about a 3rd and 12 and we gave up a check down for a first down in the beginning of the game. Same thing this game. But at the end of the day, like, that's not back breaking. Like, I think we gotta be better at bouncing back, off of adversity. Like, who cares if they get a first down, backed up in that situation early in the game? Like how are we going to respond? Like, it is what it is.
You talked about mental toughness last week. Is that something that's still lacking? Still lacking?
I mean, we haven't shown that we can play from behind and come back and win a football game. So that's something that we got to address and get better at. We can't just be a team that can only win when we're up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that's something we'll look at.
Is the team being overconfident after beating Dallas by 32?
Not at all. I don't think so. I think after we won that game and we're going into the Browns, I mean, I think every single week the mindset is just to go 1-0. Like, give your all to, like, just win one game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to say that the mindset shifted after going starting 5-0, I really don't think so. It just isn't enough. And the easy thing right now to do is to say, is to tuck away somewhere. Stuff is hard. You're down 3-0. Kind of hide in the corner. But I promise, like, that's not the type of guys that we got. That's not who I am. I know I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to continue to rally the team. I'm going to continue to show up and put the most work in I can. And words are great. I'm not trying to sit here and just give you a speech, but, like, actions obviously got to lead first. So that's just what we're going to do.
Somebody who's got some criticism, Steve Wilkes. I know you don't. He's the coach. That's kind of that's the life you lead. But what do you think about the way he's coordinated? He said that he's kind of learning the defense. Do you think there's an adjustment period still going on?
Yeah, that's at least my worries. Honestly, I think players win games, not coaches. I think he's done a great job. I think right now the issue is, I mean, there's going to be ebbs and flows in the season, especially with a new defense coordinator. I think the offensive side has gone through that as well when we lost McDaniel. You know, like even though Kyle is the play caller, like when you lose a coach, there's going to be adjustments being made throughout the season. So we got to continue to work on that. But at the end of the day, players are going to be the reason that we win games. We got to execute at a higher level, player-wise.
The tackling being this year hadn't been much here at all since you've been here. What do you think you put your finger on for why this year, the last few weeks?
Nothing I can really put my finger on. I'm not going to make excuses for why we're missing tackles. We got to tackle better.
Leaders of the defense. What can you say? What did you say to your defensive teammates today?
I said to the defense and to the entire team, it was, I mean, this is it. Like, we didn't have a game after this. This was our season right here. There's one game. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, knowing that we had a bye going into the next week, just emptying the tank for one game, and it obviously wasn't enough. All right. Okay.
What are you guys doing back there? I love that.
How's your left knee doing? When did you do that?
Turf last week in Minnesota got me. Those turf snakes, man. Goodness gracious. That slit turf? Pretty sure it's like one of 4 slit turf fields left and statistically the most dangerous turf to play on. So, it's all right, though. I'll be all right.
What's your thumbprint on what's going on with this offense? 17 points, 3 games in a row. Is there a common element why you're not scoring more points?
Turnovers, I would say. I don't know. I don't read the stats every single week. I don't feel like as an offense we're running the ball a lot or very much or very well, I think is my number one thing. It just doesn't feel like it. You know, we might. I don't know what the stats are. I know that ever since I've been a 49er, outside zone has been like our number one thing. And I just don't know. We know we've penalties the last 3 weeks, so it's kind of hard to run the ball when it's 1st and 20, 2nd and 15. Like, it's hard to run the ball in those situations, so we have to rely on the pass. And when you have to rely on the pass, it makes you one-dimensional. And one of the best things that we do is run the football. And we just put ourselves in a situation where we can't run the football. And whether that's turnovers, whether that's penalties, whether it's getting down in the fourth quarter, there's no like, hey, what is going to fix this, right? We have a very good, talented football team. We have good coaches, and we're just not winning the game right now. And to me, just being, a tight end that usually like tip of the spear, we got to run the football outside zone. I just don't think we've been able to do that because of penalties and turnovers, and us being a one-dimensional football team isn't very good.
Brock had several of those turnovers. What are you seeing from Brock? What did you see from Brock today?
I mean, Brock's the reason we're in every single game. Brock's the reason we win football games. He's our quarterback. He's a very skilled football player. I think Kyle probably said it. His first interception, that's a shovel play. He's supposed to either pitch it to me or hand it off. And, I think he might have predetermined it and tried to, give me a shot at the shovel, but it wasn't there. And then he tried to make a play, and, hey, they made a better play. I don't sit back there. Quarterbacks, there's 2 positions in football I would never want to play, and that's quarterback and cornerback. Those are, 2 tough positions, and I don't want, the only thing I'd ask Brock to do is, hey, man, try not to throw interceptions. I don't know. Turnovers are hard. Like, I'm not going to put myself back in his shoes and say, oh, I wouldn't have made that throw. I don't know what it takes to play quarterback. I don't play that position. All I know is that it's hard to win football games when you lose a turnover battle, which we've done 2 weeks in a row. And we obviously just have to play better, and we have to put ourselves in situations where we can run the football more, and we don't have to throw the ball so many times.
Brock after the game.
One thing I love about Brock is he's very hard on himself, and he's he can look in the mirror and say, hey, I need to play better. I'm not going to say that he needs to play better. We need to turn the ball over less, and he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Brock. He's the reason that we win football games as an offense. You see the 30 points a game in the first 5 weeks. That's Brock Purdy. And it's Kyle Shanahan scheming us up and doing a bunch of stuff, but that's Brock making plays. I mean, and you see Brock, was that the drive to get us, get it kind of close, he makes all these awesome rollout plays, and he's throwing it back across his body, giving us an opportunity to win. That's what Brock does, and he's going to get better from this. I think we're going to get better from this. I know we're going to get better from it. And you look back, hey, last year I think we were sitting at 3-4. We had Christian McCaffrey, added that. We still lost, and we're like, oh, what do we need to fix? We just need to play better. And that's our overall theme. We just need to play better. And I also, losing your third game going into a bye week, God, that's not really fun. But the good news is it kind of, you sit on that and it's going to fester and it's going to be really annoying. And am I going to be able to enjoy my bye week? I will, but the back of my head is just going to be like, let's stop losing. And how am I going to be better? What can I do better? And there's like 3 or 4 plays that I probably could have been better in that football game. And we'll come back and we'll look at the film, and I'm going to play better.
Did this team get overconfident after beating Dallas by 32?
No, I don't think it's a confidence thing. You look at we go into Cleveland, and I wouldn't say overconfident. We should be confident because of the players and the staff that we have. Like, I'm not worried about that. I think you look at Cleveland, what do we have, 15 penalties? You can't win a football game with 15 penalties and multiple turnovers. Like, I mean, you can. It's just really, and then, we had an opportunity to win at the end. We didn't. And I don't think it's an overconfidence thing. I think it's Grant, I can't give you an answer on why we're losing besides turnovers. I don't think we're running the ball enough, and situationally, I don't think we can run the ball because of the situation we're putting ourselves in. And no, I mean, also I think we have an offense with explosive players all over the football field, and we can win these games. And we had an opportunity down there. We're at 17-10, and hey, we have a turnover. Turnovers really hurt you, and I'm not gonna. There's no pointing fingers like that. Like, there's plays that can be made all over the football field, but it's hard to win football games when you have 3 turnovers.
Usually, this is when this team is rolling, keep it going. Is it weird to start so well and then have this, as opposed to maybe start slow and finishing strong?
I mean, losing's weird in general. I hate it. It sucks. I'd much rather win. But, years past, like, we backed ourselves into a corner, backs against the wall, whatever it was. And, we dug down and we went on runs and were able to put ourselves in positions to get into the playoffs. And, what's football without a little adversity? And you don't want it to be easy all the time. You want to go through these grimy games, these crappy games, I guess. You'd prefer to win them, but I think we have the team, we have the men on this team that are going to respond well to adversity, and we're going to do our best, and we're going to go out there and we're going to play at a higher level. We're going to play better.
You mentioned the outside zone. Our team, our defense is selling out to stop that more so than maybe they have in the past.
I don't know. I mean, first play of the game was outside zone, went for 8 yards. You can sell out against it. There's certain plays that we run them better than anybody else. It's a copycat league. You see people run them all over the league, and they don't run them nearly as well as us. You don't have the offensive line, the tight ends, the fullback, the running back that runs like we do, the wide receivers that block downfield like we do. Like I said, I love running outside zone because when you have outside zone, you get to run play action, bootlegs, keepers, all that off of it. And when you have turnovers and you have penalties and you're playing behind the sticks and you're playing down, it's hard to run the football and get access to all those plays. And so we need to be cleaner up front early on so then we can continue to run the football, run outside zone, run some gap scheme, and be the physical 49ers offense that we know and love. Thanks, guys. No, thank you.